All right, starting right on time. Everyone, welcome back to Tavern Talks. This is episode 5. I haven't done this in over 2 years. Today we are going to be talking about rogue hunting. My guests today are Rezerection and Sugarbye. These two are pretty formidable rogues on the power list, so you guys can, I'm sure y'all know them already. If you guys want to join us, you guys can also always come to Cognate Inns, and we're just sitting outside sipping on some tea. Let me introduce Rezerection, known as Rezerection. I believe he's number 3 rogue on the power list overall, and then we got Sugarbye, from what I've heard, and he's number 10. Both are pretty buff, both Sasans. They've been playing for quite a long time. I know Rezerection's still a pretty new rogue. Heal 93 Winter, and I think Sugarbye is... How old is Sugarbye? Let's see.
He's old.
Yuri 57.
Yeah.
All right.
That's 15 years plus.
Yes, old rogue.
But if I had a...
Oh, sorry, Rezerection. Let me tell them what Tavern Talks is. So Tavern Talk is pretty much a little Nexus podcast. I've started with the Savior. Obviously, the Savior's not with us anymore, so R.I.P. So
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, the Savior.
Forced into early retirement.
I know, poor Savior. But we'll start this back up. We're going to talk, have a good conversation today. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, Rezerection. Go ahead. You take the mic.
Yeah, so Kill 93, I think that's January 2018. I came back to this game after playing it, I think, for the first time in the year 2000. So that would have been like Yuri 35, and I did not play it at all in between those two dates. But yeah, I joined the game. It was supposed to just be for like a troll. That's why my name is the way it is. Rezerection with the erection in it. But somebody gave me like 100K for free, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna reg. And so I registered, and Clownin, who was from LK. Oh yeah, I joined Lost Kingdom because it was the clan I was in on my very first noob, like way back then, and then I got in, and Clown had leashed me all the way to ill stats for free for being in his clan, and I remember like holding all his Malg insignias, and so that was cool. And the rest is history. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Sugarbye?
I started playing back in like 2002, and I was just like on the 10-day free trial, so like the grind was to get enough acorns for a green cloak. So I was balling out, like buy like a Stonehide dress or like a wedding dress for like another noob there. Been in Scylla clan forever. Sugarbye was a Karma noob actually. I was supposed to be deleted after I got my mentor money, but I killed some blood wolves in wilderness one night, and it was just a wrap from there. I just never stopped hunting.
Dang. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Karma noob that made it to the big time.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because mine's a visiting character too.
Isn't it funny that like once you start killing squirrels and rabbits and shit, you're like super motivated after that to be like, oh, I gotta get level 99, and then just keep it. It's just that whole mechanic of getting stronger and getting selling experience for stats. It's pretty alluring. It's addicting.
Well, my first character was like a girl poet because like that was the hustle back then. It's like a cat.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like I wasn't level 99 yet. Like it was a struggle. I was probably like a level 80 poet, and then in one night, just like soloing on this new rogue, I got to like level 40. So there was no comparison, and the joy I got from playing the rogue.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go into this Tavern Talks. We already have some preset questions already written down and kind of comprised. First, we're gonna kind of talk about the path itself, and then we'll talk about Monster that we just went through for a week, and then we'll do some of the overall hunting questions that a lot of people may be wondering, and a lot of you guys haven't been. Some of you guys haven't been playing, and you guys are just tuning in. But we're gonna follow this list, and let's start with the first question. So both of you guys pretty much already answered this question already, but how long have you guys been playing total? I know you guys been gone, but how long do you think you guys have played?
But for me, probably like
Paul.
2 years. And
Okay.
that within those 2 years, probably like 4,000 plus hours.
Holy 4,000 plus hours? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure because I played Path of Exile, and I don't even play that game anymore, and I haven't for a long time, and it says I've played like 2,000 hours of that game. So just like
4,000 hours.
yeah, comparing to Nexus and like my stats that I have right now, I'm pretty sure I put in 4,000 plus hours in this game.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Sugarbye? How long have you been playing? I mean, not including like the length, but
I've
like
taken
when
many
you left.
breaks.
Yeah.
So maybe like in total, like probably like maybe like 4 years, basically, maybe 4 or 5 years over
Okay.
the past like 17, maybe. I take like this is the longest I've been playing Nexus without a break. I'm up going like on a year right now.
Okay. Cool. So I mean,
yeah, this past year has been pretty big. Yeah.
so you guys have been pretty active
Past
these
year.
last. You guys been active the last 2 years, right? At least I would say.
Probably since COVID. Yeah. I think like last winter, not this past one, but well, we're still in winter, but the last winter to now, I've been pretty
Okay.
heavy into this game.
That's cool. Okay, well, I mean, so pretty much all the stuff we're gonna talk about is pretty relevant. It's not like y'all were gone for like 8 months, you just came back. So you guys been in this game for 4 years, well, 2, 3, 4 years straight. So you kind of know what's going on. So this is a big question that I think a lot of people ask. So why did you guys decide to main Rogue?
For me,
Yeah, let's go with
Rogue.
Rez first.
I knew nothing about the game, and I chose Rogue because that was what I chose in the when I first played this game way back when. And I only regged for 1 month way back when, back in on my very first character.
Oh, so you just started as Rogue, like you didn't?
Yeah, so I just started as Rogue, and I hit 99. I remember, and I wasn't smart enough to get NPC subpath, so I just stayed 99 Rogue forever. And I just remember like no one wanted to hunt with me because I only had I wasn't but I had to I was stuck in Ox 1, and
Yeah.
I think that was already too low XP for everyone back then. But and then I remember I tried to get into Rangers, and I failed at that too. So that character never got off the ground. But I remember when I came back to this game, like I was like, oh fuck, I could do what I always wanted to do but couldn't do, and that was get a subpath. Even though it's an NPC subpath, that was like a goal I wanted to do, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And then I accomplished that, and then obviously there's steps to it with stats from Ilson to Sasan, and that's what I did.
Okay, cool.
Was that the question?
Yeah, well, you kind of went a little off, but yeah. All right, Sugar,
okay,
why did you main Rogue? Why did you pick Rogue?
I think I answered that question. Yeah, I wanted to finish what I started way back when, and so that basically I accomplished that and more, I think.
Definitely did. All right, Sugarbye, why did you choose Rogue out of all the other three?
I don't know. The rogue paths just like spoke to me. The merchants and the spy subpaths, like they really did it for me back then. I looked up to all those guys, and I don't know. I like the play style of the rogue. I like to solo and farm, and so I had an income like as a young rogue, and I don't know. It's basically it. Just
okay.
About it just kind of
so pretty
style.
simple. Nothing like serious. You didn't. Well, I mean, it's probably gonna lead to the next question, I think. So my next question is, who do you guys actually look up to in this game? Oh crap, Sugar. I think you might have to turn up your mic.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me adjust my mic. Okay, I think you got
It's
a little.
better now.
Yeah, it's better now.
I move my mic closer is a little bit better.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so let's start with Rez. Who do you guys look up to? I mean, it can be someone banned or gone, left the game. It doesn't matter.
People I
Or-
look up to in this game are like, obviously the people who are most
Let's pick a rogue. Let's pick a rogue.
involved in a lot of the. Oh, rogue. Okay, fine. I don't know. I guess you could say like the common people, like cast of characters, like the I would say like Quav and shit, and Zerial, and then for PK rogues, it was probably Jan, Magical Pete, um, and yeah, those are rogues for me. The
Okay.
hunting rogues and the PK rogues.
Okay, so you kind of look at the top of each things. What about
Yeah.
you, Sugar? Who do you look up to?
Say Eggs, the goat. He's a big rogue back in the day. He used to hunt with us noobs. That was cool.
Interesting.
Other rogues, like Arcanus. He's great all around.
Yeah, Arc
Um,
for sure.
Yeah.
He actually what influenced me to fucking. I mean, oops, sorry, I don't know if we can cuss, but yeah, he made me want to like hunt because to get big because you were able to solo way back when, but now you can't anymore. But it was still pretty influential. Yeah, Arcanus was a big one too, and he's like really
Hugo
techy
back in the
now.
day was big for me too.
So
Yeah.
eggs, Arcanus, and I guess hunting, Quav, Zario. Yeah, so pretty standard.
Bond's a big one.
Oh, Bond too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all around.
Bond as a rogue. Yeah, he's fucking crazy.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess this kind of, I mean, some of you kind of answered the question already. So wanted to ask you guys, like, who do you think is the best rogue in the game? We're gonna split into 3 categories. PK. So you can only pick one. PK, hunting, and all-round good rogue. Rez, give me top 3 for you.
For PK,
Top
Or
one
just-
for each category.
One
PK,
for-
hunting,
wait,
and
so-
all-rounder.
a banned or unbanned? Wait.
Both. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I would say. I would probably say Jan
For PK. Okay.
hunting, Quav, and all around.
All around.
I don't know.
Just like it doesn't.
Like,
They don't
what
even
does
have to be
that
good.
entail?
Like they don't even have to be good at PK or hunting. Just all around.
Then
good
Zerial, obviously.
rogue. Okay.
Zerial, because he's good at PK and he's obviously buffest rogue ever in the game. So yeah, I would just pick them.
Right. Sugarbye, what about you?
Those are generic answers, but yeah.
Let's see. For PK, Shuzu and Jan. Hunting. I don't know. I don't really hunt with too many rogues. So like, rogues that like I get along with in the caves, and we can hunt well together and finish each other's sets and kind of like be in sync and know what's going on. That's whatever rogue can fit in that category is the best hunting rogue, I think.
Well, who's that? Who have you hunted that was really good?
I like hunting with Rez. I hunt with Keith too. Keith, he's good.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are similar stat ranges.
Yeah. Yeah. All around, like best rogues are just like the goats, Zariel, Arc, Quav, Eggs.
Oh dang. Okay. All right. I guess these are respectable
Maki.
people.
Would you put Maki in that group? Oh, all around, you forgot crafting. Maki is number 1.
I
do-
don't hunt with him very often.
I hunted with Maki once, I think in Wisdom Star. He's decent. He can set like really well for mages. I like it took a while for me to like get a grip of what was how to hunt with him, but it wasn't bad at all. But wasn't he like the first legendary jeweler, or not him, or
I think
It-
Warwick was actually.
Oh,
Oh,
I
word.
thought it was Chin Chin and them. Tiger, Chin Chin.
okay, then I'm wrong. Never mind. I remember that was the first one I saw. That because I remember looking in his legend, I was like, holy crap, you're a legendary jeweler.
Oh, Aikido,
And,
Dake. He's big for me.
Oh
too.
yeah, Akito's good too. Yeah, for bossing, Akito's like
Okay.
he's really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
those are
usually too busy for the PK, but Aki's like good all around rogue.
Okay, cool. It's kind of interesting hearing some of these names because I see them all the time, but it's kind of good to look at a rogue's view, so to speak. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, next question. Do you? I think this question is kind of weird. Do you guys think this playstyle was chosen due to other games?
Definitely, other games are hard, and I was bad at them, so Nexus kind of fit for me.
I think I remember what I meant by
guess.
that question. I think what I was saying is, like, you know how when you play other MMOs, rogues are more stealthy, more agile, and you know, in that sense, is this why y'all played the rogue? And how come y'all didn't pick like the other, you know, like warrior? You know, when you think of warrior, big weapons, buff, play style. So do you guys play rogues in other games or what?
In other games, I do like ranged DPS actually.
Okay, like an archer.
Yeah, or like mage.
Right.
Oh, mage. Okay. What about you, Rez?
For Diablo, I was Barb, and then a monk. So I think a monk is as close. I mean, the monk in Diablo 2 or 3 was kind of like a rogue style, and I think for Path of Exile, I played assassin and trickster. So I think that's pretty
Okay.
close to rogue too. Yeah,
Yeah, I just feel like
but they cast a lot of spells.
I just feel like people that play these roles usually keep playing those roles as they move across games. Because I'm always like to be like
Sure.
that frontline warrior, you know, big armor, two-hander.
Like tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a tank, almost a tank. I usually like to play DPS, but you know, like a big buff DPS. So that's why I was wondering, you know, that's why if that's what influenced you guys to continue to play rogue.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
like the movement on rogue. I like to be able to get around a cave and go where I need to go. And be, you know, not
Yeah,
have to depend on
ambush is
anybody.
broken. Ambush is OP.
Yeah, I actually wish they had the ambush orb. That'd be
Yeah,
nice.
that would be
for,
nice.
Just
Definitely.
for everyone
Even
to.
with like a 10-second cooldown or something, it'd still be nice.
Yep, just to get people to finish events and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, next question. If you guys could change paths, what would it be?
I probably wouldn't change paths, but like if I did, I would probably turn into a mage.
Okay, yeah.
Just because like with the stats that I have now, I could, you know, be a decent mage.
Right. What about you,
I
Rex?
actually never played mage. I would choose
Neither have
mage
I.
too. Just like the state of the
Dang.
game, it's like heavily favored towards mages. But
Right.
yeah, I would choose mage. I mean, warriors are I mean, they're fun, but they come with so much like maintenance and shit, and like upkeep with like
True.
the daily orbs. And they're more gold intensive, but they're more fun to play because of overflow, and which is in PK and hunting. So I think that's
Right.
a cool mechanic.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting because, like, I think most warriors will transition into a rogue, and then most rogues will transition into a mage. I think that's always very interesting when I ask people this question because I
Yeah,
think...
no one would transition to a poet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I had
But
more Vita,
poet-
I would transition into a warrior.
Wait, what
If
did you
there
say,
are no
sir?
poets in this game, okay, go ahead. Right.
If I had more Vita, I would turn into a warrior.
I guess if you can adjust it, right?
Yep.
You would change. You would change your a mage or a warrior if you can adjust the stats.
If you could put all your
Probably a
mana into
warrior.
Vita, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do a warrior. It's fun hunting. Just I haven't had a big enough warrior to like really have fun with it. So if I could put all my stats into Vita and switch paths, I'd probably switch to warrior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely, even though it's expensive, it comes with the fun. There's a fun aspect to it because you can destroy things, especially even early on. You can you can destroy mobs with the side and back hits and like yeah.
I mean, Overflow looks crazy, and Raid 6 definitely looks very enticing for most
Yeah,
rogues. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that kind of takes
like
care of that
low
last
level
question.
rogue hunting is low level rogue hunting is crap right now. Like having to stay in Viz.
Right.
For,
But y'all do so
full
much
army.
damage though. It's pretty nice. I love seeing those big numbers
Yeah,
as a 99.
The attack numbers though are I mean, the numbers on the Lethal Strike and Sam, they're way better, I think.
Oh, I
But
meant like the Viz. You know, when
that's
you're
like for
right when
Viz.
you're
Just
nine
swing
nine.
damage. Yeah,
Yeah, swing damage high.
yeah, rogues hit harder than warriors actually.
Yeah, you do
No,
like four.
not Rage 6 though.
Oh no, I meant like low
Rage
level.
6
Sorry.
is way more.
Oh,
Oh, low
of
level,
course.
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, like a 9-9 warrior and a 9-9 rogue. Yeah, 9-9 rogues looks pretty awesome. It's like 4K, 4K, 4K per hit.
Yeah,
Sure.
invis multiplier.
Ooh, nasty.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's pretty much done with the path questions. Let's go into mod star. We just went through. I guess I keep wanting to say wisdom star, but I'm only saying mod star because it's modulators, right? So after a week of mod star, so what's your thoughts on mod star? Without answering
Me?
the other questions,
Okay.
yeah. So what do you think about mod star and versus wisdom star?
Unfortunately, it's like all I know when it comes to those XP events, because I never did the two-time experience wisdom star events, the ones which you don't need mods for.
Oh,
They
right.
just turn it on. Obviously, I would prefer that, but mod star is better than nothing. That's what I have to think about it.
True.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on who's hunting and when it's released. If it's released during a time where everyone's on vacation or has break or has days off, then it's way it's way better and more fun hunting with a lot more people. But when they release it during like a work week or like after a holiday, it's like horrible because there's no one to hunt it with. No one's hunting.
Right.
Because like this week I hunted probably 1,200 with mods, and then the last Wisdom Star that I did 4,000. A lot more people were hunting during that time, and even before. So I think this whole like concept of mod star, the timing on it was bad. Um, the pricing, and no one ever really liked having to pay for mods, but I guess I don't mind it. It's obviously cheaper for for younger players and more expensive for the buffer ones, but usually the more buff you get, the more gold you have. So, and the execution, I didn't really like it this time around, but I didn't really mind it in the previous iterations of it. It was all right. I would
Okay.
just say if this is how they're gonna do it, then I guess it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's not bad, it's not good. It's okay.
So y'all think they should have released it right after Christmas, or because I think
Yep.
timing wasn't too
100%.
bad. It was just that.
Yeah.
It was
I just feel
Okay.
like it's just getting started. Like Modstar was just getting started, and then it poofed 2 days ago. It's kind of a bummer. Like I was trying to get friends to come back and register for it so we can hunt together and stuff like that, and there just wasn't
yeah.
time. It was already gone.
Right.
Yeah, the prime time was from Christmas to New Year's. That was the prime time, and they missed that window. There's like nothing going on.
So do you think if they released it like maybe before Christmas or right after Christmas would be a bad
Before
idea?
Christmas would have been even better.
But what
Yeah,
about
no.
what about it
It would have been a
ruining
good idea.
people's holidays? What's the thoughts on that? Like, it does kind of go in like it messes with people's like vacation. They want to enjoy, Christmas break, but I know you do have to work. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well,
Well,
the
because
thing is
26,
even
27,
with
people are probably still celebrating Christmas, so you don't want them
yeah,
to
but with
go on.
celebrating, like there's still a lot of downtime. You know, there isn't any obligation. There might be like a dinner or a meetup with family and like preparations or whatever. But even then, there's going to be downtime during the holidays, and
Right.
people always find time to play like some and hunt. I think, but as soon as those holidays are over, there's really no excuse to play anymore, and you have to go back to daily life.
Yeah,
And
I think the masses, the community, were getting the itch for Wisdom Star. Like the day after
yeah,
Christmas, we were saging about it, and
Oh yeah,
yep.
I remember that. 26, I was praying for Wisdom Star.
Usually the first week after New Year's, people are busy with real life stuff. So it's
yeah,
not. It was bad timing in my opinion.
Tell
It
you
really
what, like
was. I
if
think
it
it
was
would have
like
been way
back in
better.
school years, or like if I was working full time right now, and like
Right.
on my break and like my Christmas vacation time, like that's the best time to hunt Wisdom Star. I would have been bummed like if Wisdom Star came out when I went back to work or went back to school, like I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it only lasted a
Like,
week. Do
for
you guys
example,
think? Do y'all think it should have been more than a week, or do you think that would kind of
Yeah, I
make
think
it
so. My theory
more
on it
experience
is that
inflation?
I think it's more of like the gold inflation was the issue with it because like I watched the top gold on Stat Addict every day and like it fluctuates like 100 to 300 mil daily, but in 2 days we plus 2 billion coins. So that's one of my theories is why it ended is because jewelers were printing too much gold.
Yeah, that's a big
uh,
thing too. A lot of people don't know. Like bears just drop so much ambers, and you're just literally printing 3, 4, 5K per drop. It's pretty nasty. But I don't know. I think Woni needs to look into that. But yeah, definitely not
Yeah.
I'm okay with
helping.
paying with mods too. I feel like mods should just be across the board. Let us pay for them and get them whenever we want.
Right. It's just
Yeah, they nerfed the XP, but they didn't nerf the crafting. At least for jewelers,
right.
that's a problem.
So y'all do think Wisdom Star should last at least 2 weeks, or what do y'all think? 3 weeks, or is that too
A
much?
week,
Two
at
weeks
least
would be
like
2 weeks would be cool.
9 to 10 days is probably good.
Yeah, and like maybe like
Because
advertise for it, get it on or Nexus Atlas, get a bunch of people
yeah,
coming
because
back for it.
yeah, because if people can't hunt the first 3 days and they only have 3 more days, um, if they can't hunt at all during Wisdom Star during the first week, there's still like maybe 2 or 3 days of that weekend. At least it ends on the weekend on the after the weekend ends. You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of
I
right
bought two
before.
red
It ended
codes
on
from
a
two different
Friday.
friends, and like we didn't even get to hunt together. That's why they
Yeah.
came back. So
The one thing I didn't like about how they ended this mod star, I knew it was gonna end right on Friday, but I wish they announced the end and start times of these events just so we have a heads up,
yeah,
pretty
we can
much.
prepare for it.
Right. Yeah, that was sucky on that part, I think. So, all right, well, pretty much that's all for Modstar. But how much did y'all both hunt? Estimate like total, just so people can kind of know your
Like
numbers.
50k Vita, 70k mana. It was about 800 bill over the week, so I didn't do too much. It was like on average 100 bill a day. And that was my goal.
Oh wow, 800 bill is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
What about
yeah,
you, Res?
I'm okay with it.
This Wisdom Star, how much did I hunt?
Mm-hmm.
This Wisdom Star, I think I did like close to 1,200 or a little bit more than that.
Like 1.2 trill.
Yep.
But
That's compared to the last two mod stars. I did. That's nothing though.
right, how much did you average per day?
That's
Would you say?
That's really little. Uh, Probably like 180 or 100. Yeah, 180 to 200 maybe
Okay, cool. I mean,
throughout 7 days.
yeah, I think a lot of people get scared about those numbers, but you know, as you get buffer, those you get experience a lot faster. So, but yeah, those are pretty low numbers compared to the past with some stars. Also, there wasn't
yeah.
a lot of people hunting too. Have y'all noticed that? There's just not a lot
Nope.
of people.
Yep. Not even like it's. I think it coincides with the problem that there are no Cave 10 poets. So, like even so, warriors can't hunt, and warriors are a big source of XP,
Right.
even for rogues.
Yeah, the caves would get busy for like maybe like an hour or two, and then it would die back down, and my group would be the only group in there. But in past Wisdom Stars, it was there'd be a big TBS 24 hours a day that you could always go join, and the
Yeah.
caves were packed with people hunting. It wasn't really like that this time around.
Yeah, I noticed like I couldn't get a lot of hunts, so I was actually jumping different caves, like from 8, 9,
Yeah,
and 10.
nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hunted some Vortex, Gogoon. I hunted all over the place.
Yeah, that was I had a hard time getting a poet on board, so that was kind of crappy. But I mean, I did enjoy it because I was actually able to hunt with a lot of people I would never hunt with. For example, like Bucko, Ducky, He-Man. Like I would never hunt with them because I would just be sitting in Cave 10. But I actually went down for a little bit, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's like the singular thing that's was good about this cave changes is that um that you can hunt as even as a cave 10 character you can hunt on in 9 and 8 as well with people like way lower than you
Right.
in terms of stats. That's the one thing I like about it. The rest is isn't that great.
Hopefully we'll get more in summer. But all right, next question. If you guys could change Modstar, what would you guys do? What would you make it different to make it more enjoyable? It could be anything.
Modstar.
Yeah. What would y'all do?
I would just change it back to 2 times XP and not have to pay for it. That's what I'd do. And
Yeah,
make it
for
a set
mods.
time
Yeah, I think
instead of
Consistency would be great. Like we know what day of the what day it starts on, how long it's gonna last,
Yeah.
what it's gonna cost. Like I unloaded all my daily coins a week before. I didn't know.
Oh jeez.
That was rough. Yeah.
I knew they cost daily coins every time, so I always save at least like 100.
Yeah, this is my first mod star in years. I haven't been around for any, so I was definitely ill prepared for it.
Oh yeah, that's why people are selling for like 20k. But yeah, I think even if they did 2 times experience, that would have been really fun. Like 2 times. I know they're trying to cut back, but I think 2 times would have been
Or
pretty
even
good.
a third mod that we can get or something too, or
Yeah, I think
something.
they should get rid of mods in general. Just get rid of that altogether. Like I think it should just be enjoyable.
Yep.
1 week. I don't have to worry about timing and it running
Yep.
out.
That's how it was in the past. It was great.
Right.
Yep.
I think
It's a new thing. I think they have wisdom stars once in the summer and once in the winter every year, right?
Mhm.
So I think this is the third time we've had mod stars. So even as early as not this last summer, but the summer before that, they had 2-time wisdom stars with no mods. And I think if they bring it to that, it would back to that. I think it would be much better. I don't know. The mods. I'm not a fan of the mod stars either. Really.
Yep, 6 more months, right? I think till anniversary we'll get another one.
Yeah, anniversary and then winter.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. So that's pretty much all about Modstar. But let's talk about rogues and hunting. I think these are the biggest things that a lot of people want to talk about, and it's always like the elephant in the room because rogues and warriors always gets compared. But what do you think is the state of hunting as a rogue? Like how do you think they are doing right now in the game?
They're
Rez,
good.
I guess.
It's decent. I mean, rogue and poet duo isn't very good, but I think with the trio, got 1-hit mage and a poet and a rogue, it's really good, and it's interchangeable with warrior. So I think that's always been the formula, is to have a trio. And
What about
I
you,
think
Sugar?
duo rogue is
Oh, sorry.
good. Duo rogue is good. Yeah.
Duo
Duo rogue is
rogue
actually
with one
really
poet.
good. Yeah, is actually really good.
Yeah, or duo rogue with a mage. I think state of hunting as a rogue right now is the best it's been. It's great compared to back in the day. We can
Yeah.
we don't need a super buff poet. We can hunt with little poets or a little mage.
Yeah.
Smaller rogues. We have the great featherlights now, strong pole arms. So I think state of hunting as a rogue is pretty good right now. We can if a rogue can add experience to the group if they're helpful and know what to do that.
Yeah. I thought weaker rogues were like screwed, but then I hunted in cave, I think it was cave 7 with a set mage. I mean, there's set mages are pretty much almost extinct right now, but when you can get one, the setting for rogues for pole arming is actually not that bad either. I think that was the fastest experience I ever got in cave 7.
Nice.
So
On
it's
my
not as
poet.
gimped as it used to be, right?
Right.
Well,
Right.
even back then, even before the cave changes and you had to hunt in like courtyard to Gagoon, I think setting there was good. Setting in Bird 4 was actually really nice back in the day,
Oh yeah,
or
Bird 4.
a couple of years ago.
So y'all
It was,
wouldn't think. I mean, I know
guess
there's a
Rogue's good.
gap. There's a gap between warrior and rogue, but I think that it's starting to get a little better, right? I think it is, in my opinion. I know
Like how much
Rezerection.
experience they can pull, is that what you mean?
Well, I think there's always been like a warrior versus rogue. Like rogue's just good at everything except hunting, but then warriors is just good at hunting, right? I think that was always my view on it. I just think right now, I think rogues are kind of catching up in a way, which is good. I think,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I don't think like a rogue poet and a warrior poet duo I don't think it could ever compare. I think the warrior
No,
is
no.
always gonna pull more. You know,
Yeah,
even
but it's
no
gonna
matter how
be. It wouldn't
efficient
be.
you
It's
are.
not like horrible, right? There's drawbacks and there's pros and cons, but it's definitely. I think if you guys think it's pretty fair though, or do you think it's like pretty
Is it
skewed?
okay? I think it's gonna for rogue duos. It's it's gonna get it's gonna get um it's gonna get worse. The
We
worse,
only have
the
so
more
many
they nerf the
attacks. We
XP.
can't overflow.
Yeah, the more they nerf the XP, the worse it's gonna get for rogue duo because uh with all the aethers you have to with all the aethers you have to wait for and the less XP you get per kill, it's just horrible when they
Right.
nerf the XP in the caves
I
because
mean, it
we
sucks for
have
everyone, for
it does,
sure.
yeah, it
But
sucks
it
for
does suck
everyone,
for you
but
guys
like
too.
yeah, it's gonna make it. I mean, if it sucks for warriors, then it's gonna suck even worse for rogues.
Yeah, like in
So
a
yeah,
30-second cycle, a warrior can take out like 20 mobs, where a rogue's still on like 6.
yeah, warriors will always have the upper hand no matter what they do with XP. But it's not that I don't really care about that as much.
Okay. I was just
Much.
wondering because like I know you guys are rogues. I always thought rogues like when y'all reach a certain stat point, you guys are just gonna be gods in the game. In my opinion, I just think you guys have a very really sucky part from like Cave 4 to Cave 8. And I think once you get past that small area, I
Yeah,
think you guys start to dominate the end game or in the
Definitely.
game in general. So I always
Yeah,
tell
we get
Kith and
endgame
Rez to
pretty
keep.
early.
Yep.
yep,
Yeah, it's just for me, I've been killing bears nonstop and just doesn't change. I don't get better at PK or well, if you don't consider stats, but it just there's nothing for me to do except kill bears, which kind of sucks.
yeah. I think they kind of nerfed that by making the stat requirement for Cave 10 so high that before they did that, rogues were able to enter higher caves a lot earlier because they were able to one hit a lot earlier with sleep trap. And I think poets and rogues were able to shoot up the caves a lot faster than obviously mages and warriors. Because warriors, even at Cave 10, you have to have at least like close to 8 million vita to do well there. And then
Yeah.
with mages, you need to go beyond um, any stat requirement to to hit with all your attacks
Yeah, I
to
think
saw versus
rogues
ball and
attacks
then
being
inferno.
so strong is good.
Yeah,
Helps y'all one hit a lot faster, which is
it's
nice.
a weird balance, but I guess it works that way. I don't know if it was an accident, but it's kind of balanced in that way.
Right. So, what do you think Woni or the dev team can do to help y'all be more efficient, so to speak? What do y'all think? Do you do you guys think you guys are good now, or do you think if they added something, you guys would be way too overpowered?
Uh,
Let's say I
I
gave
don't know.
y'all an extra attack. Do you guys think that's a little bit OP or?
I would just say yes because that would be cool. I'd do anything for new features right now. It would bring something new to the game. I don't care if it's broken. They can find that out later.
Right.
But I think if they put from what I remember they said there was overflow on Sam attack, and so if they had an overflow at least one way, right? If it wasn't both ways, that would be way cool. Because that would incentivize you to build more Vita, obviously.
So you think
Then
rogues should get? You think if they added rogues, getting overflow would be a good idea?
on Sam on not on LS, but Sam. And since Sam has such high Aethers, I think it's like almost 40 seconds. That it wouldn't be as bad. But
Excuse me.
usually when you're trying to climb up the ranks as a rogue, you're just pouring into mana because the LS orb is just it's all about the lethal strike. But
I'd like my own ripple orb. That's what I would like.
Oh, so
yeah,
hey,
that's
that's not a bad
interesting.
idea.
Yeah,
That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
I don't need any more Vita attacks. Give me a ripple orb, please.
So
yeah. I
there.
mean that kind of that's defeats the yeah. I mean that'll just make all your attacks overflow kind of.
Well,
If
not.
you could
It has
just
to be a
ripple
high
things.
aether, right?
Well,
Maybe like 30 seconds or something. It wouldn't be constant, right?
If
It
there's
would
a
be cool
mage
if it
in
was
the
like,
group that knows how to use that mechanic, it's fine. But without it, I'm wasting attacks on things that I haven't, to finish them. So
Right.
ripple
yeah,
orb's big for me. I'd like that.
I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, there are talks where like giving you guys attacks with a chance to overflow or maybe do an extra or to get your aether back. Like for example, if you LS, there's a
yeah,
chance to reset the aethers and you can LS again.
That's cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, there's definitely
yeah. I would
a
make
lot of talks in that too.
race like 1 second aether, so you could jump like you could just basically wall hack and just like jump from area to area.
Oh,
That'd be
Uh,
cool.
here's another one. I think it would be cool to get like an item or a potion or a spell that we can pop and have increased speed for X amount of time. I think that would be cool.
oh Jesus, that'd be crazy. How would we kill you in PK? Or would it work
Well,
in
well,
PK?
Oh,
it couldn't work in PK. Like
Yeah,
it
okay,
wouldn't
okay.
it wouldn't balance. Just like for hunting though, it's to be able to like have speed increase for like 15 seconds or 30 seconds, 10 seconds even.
Right.
It'd be nice just to speed things up a little bit.
here's like a realistic idea. It just makes saw attack shorter aethers because it's almost useless. Like if you have to hold on, let me switch to my headphones real quick.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it does. I think if y'all can set up that saw
For
attack,
rogue,
it looks
because
cool.
Yeah, we just lose our like we can't. It's hard to hit it on Aethers because depending on how like buried in I am, I have to wait until everything's like killed down to be able to hit my saw. And I might waste 30, 40 seconds before I can be able to hit it and move on to the next area.
yeah,
Right.
it'd be cool if it was that they shaved off like 40 seconds or something. It'd be cool, I think.
40
But
seconds.
obviously that 40 out
Jesus
of
Christ.
240, then it'd still
Oh,
be
okay,
200
okay.
second aethers.
Okay, okay.
But either way, I don't think anything's gonna change to be real. But I think they're not gonna change things to the path. That's something they're very touchy about. I think they should just focus on caves and like and stuff
We've
like
got it
that.
pretty good with the LS orb right now, so
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
I
I
think that was
joined.
pretty good.
I joined when that was in the game, and there was like a whole era of hunting when that wasn't in the game. So I don't know what it was really like before LS orbs. So
Right.
yeah, LS orbs are cool.
So okay, let's. I guess we kind of touched up on a lot of those things I've talked about. So what do you think the future outlook for rogues are going to be? So I'm gonna share my thought just so y'all can kind of brainstorm and think about
nice.
what I think. I actually think as we progress into endgame and we get into that Zariel stat range, I think if future content ever comes back, I think rogues will always be so good at what they're gonna do in the game. Does that make sense? Like as we move towards like Osan, if it ever comes out, Osan, Yuxan stuff, I think rogues are just gonna be king of fighters in the end game, in my opinion. So what are your thoughts if in that sense?
Um, I think in terms of event bossing and just like exploring, I think rogues will always be number one. So the buffer you are, the better, and you have all the tools to if you have the motivation to like be the first whatever boss kills. Uh, I don't know, because you could just hop through mobs. So that's the key, like
Right.
right there. If you're any other path, you got that's like a wall you hit. You can't. It's like a crap ton of mobs you can't get through. So I think. Wait, what was the question again? Future outlook.
Yeah, just because I just think that once you reach Zariel stats, you just dominate.
Like
You just dominate the game in general. You may not
my
pull the.
headphones.
You may
All
not
right,
pull
talk
the
again. Sorry.
most. Oh, sorry. I'm just saying if you reach Zariel stats end game, I think you just dominate the game.
Oh,
I
I
don't
gotta
think you're gonna be the best in
something
hunting.
wrong with my thing. I gotta exit
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
and come
I'll
back
pull
in.
you in black. Yeah. What about you, Sugar? What do you think? Like,
I don't know. I'm
moving
pretty
forward?
far from like endgame, and I haven't really put all that much thought into it. Because like there's still like things that open up for me. Like just recently, like I can take care of like snake sentries. That's a room I can do now. And so and Malgs are easier because I can kill the shamans without SC. So I'm still like there's still doors for me to open up and like goals that I'm trying to reach. So I'm pretty far from endgame still, from like Zariel stat. Yeah, like once you get there, like you dominate the game. You can one hit everything and go and do anything you want.
Right.
Discord switched my outputs for a second, and then I didn't know what was going on.
It's okay. We'll take some questions later. I think that we have some little rogues asking about stuff, but we're gonna take questions afterwards. Um,
Oh, yeah, that's better.
okay, cool. I was just thinking, like, ah, man, if I could change to rogue, I definitely would. It's just, I'm too deep in it, in the warrior. It's just like, oh my god, I don't want to start all over. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna pummel through and stay a warrior. I just spent so much time on Asian. It's hard to redo everything.
Rogues are fun. There's a lot of mechanics and things that you can do to help get better experience.
Right.
Same with warriors, but I think more so for rogues. Like if you have a shitty rogue in the group, you're getting shitty experience, like 100%. The
Right.
rogue's the one that's leading the group, doesn't know what he's doing, or just does it very experienced. You're not gonna do well. With a warrior, depending on which cave you're in, they can pretty much just swing down the same experience a rogue can, working really hard.
Only lower caves though, but I'm saying like,
Yeah.
let's for example like when Sasan came out, just watching Conroe and Santa move so fast in those, in that sense made me understand that Rogue is gonna take over the game in the end. I mean we can argue that Mage will, they pretty much will, like Twitch user, but I just feel like in terms of like if Osan comes out and all those path trials and stuff comes on, like rogues are just gonna be the first ones to solve everything.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, like when I mentioned earlier, if you have the motivation to do it, because events are just like when they first come out, it's just like a huge question mark. You know, I even with all the tools that the rogue has, I can't solve event stuff. It's random. It's so random. You have to know so much about the game, like all like the minute details of every little uh like every little item there is. Like I can't keep track of all that shit. It's too much. So
No,
I guess if you
know all the NPCs personally.
yeah, their names.
Yeah.
But Rez, you got
All
pretty
the
rich because of event bossing, right? I think I
oh
saw
yeah,
you.
when it comes to grinding events, the rogues have a lot of advantage there. Yeah. So once everything is understood and solved, like, and you know what to do, then you can get pretty. It's pretty lucrative in that sense, in terms of attaining items and game items and stuff like that.
When it comes to events, do you think you guys do it better, or do you think mages do it better?
You have to be a huge mage to. It's okay if you're a huge mage. If you're like an end game mage, like Twitch user, I think mages have the upper hand. But
The Halloween event
there's
was the first
literally
event I did in a while, and like Twitch user was selling 10 packs of like size modis, and I got like a few Forsaken staffs. So I think mages have that in their pocket.
Okay.
yeah. With a self restore spell, it's too OP.
What about a capped cave? Like Twitch user obviously is like ginormous, but what about like a cave 8, max rogue versus max mage?
I think mage is still better
Interesting.
because it's the self restore, man. Like if you're gonna go in trying to America event boss, you need. I usually bring 40 green pots, 10 red pots, and I end up using them all. So with with mages, they just need the self restore.
They're lucky on their crowd control. They can crowd control a little bit better because it's ranged, other than just laying sleep traps.
Yeah,
down.
crowd control too. Yeah, I mean it's almost the same. We're like worse mages, but uh, the thing with rogues is that we have blade storm. We can kill bosses faster, but you got to have the right stats to be able to finish off, like, you know, finish off the bosses.
Right. I think if you just go in and boss as a mage and a rogue, you get the both best of both worlds.
Pre-Saw rogues, mages are gonna dominate that because they don't have their own SC. Even with Bladestorm, I think mages are gonna do better.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a mage, so.
They should make They should. What's that SC orb you can get at the incubator? That only mages can get.
Suppress or the SC one.
They should make that available to all paths.
What? That'll be so crazy.
Yeah, because
with the
Rogue SC
damage.
is kind of crappy. Yeah.
Oh, I'll see about that.
Damage too, I guess.
Do you think Rogue SC made it kind of crappy? Or
no, Rogue SC is really good. It's really good in terms of hunting. It's like for all around hunting spell. It's probably one of the best saw spells in the game and for a rogue. But it's still significantly less than regular Scourge. So
right, but it enables you to solo.
Yeah, you can, but you just have to be insanely buff to be able to kill a Cave 10 boss.
Yep. Okay, well, that's pretty much all for hunting. So let's take it to the chat. I think we got a couple rogues wanting to know a few questions. If you guys want to post some questions, we can definitely just ask me on Nexus or put it on Twitch chat. But let's go ahead and answer the first question from I don't know how to pronounce your name, Regen. He says levels Samson minus, or so below Samson, what's the most efficient way to hunt at lower levels? As a new player and a rogue, can you ask them for advice about hunting at lower levels, Samson minus?
Minus Samson, let me see.
So how would you get stronger?
Find a poet. Get
mage,
up, go
right?
Mage.
Oh yeah. Find a mage. That's the cool thing about sub Samson levels, is that you can hunt with a mage and not need a poet, or you can hunt with a poet as well. Find a set mage. Those are very rare now, though, nowadays.
Hunt with everybody. Do scouting. Hunt with everyone. See who's serious, who's good, who has potential, so you know who to hunt with, who not to hunt with.
Yeah,
that'll help you. That'll help you just gain stats.
If you're cave 6 to 8, I would whisper Zen. He is a very good set mage in this era, in this time. But before that, I hunted with Boron a lot. He was good at setting in Bird 4. Yeah, a set mage and using a Featherlight is very good XP. Yeah. So I would get a Featherlight. I get a Featherlight and a good set mage, or just find a poet to heal you, and just sleep trap.
Just keep hunting, whatever you can do.
Yeah,
it adds up.
or just jump on a warriors group. Just leech off a warrior. That's good for all levels. From level 1 to Yuxon is just leech off a warrior. That's the best advice I could give.
Leech off Toxa.
Yeah, leech off Toxa. Like, that's the end game, right? Leech off Toxa, but there's like all the little warriors that are still very good in all the caves. All the smaller caves.
That's a good idea too. I mean, once you say cave 6, cave 5 warriors, learn how to hunt with them in a trio.
Yeah, learn how to
sleep trap for them, see what they like. If they like
always
to
let
lure,
the warriors,
they like to lead.
Yep, always let the warriors go first. Let them lure, and then once they're set, then you can lure more mobs to them because you have ambush, obviously. So learn how to make it good for warriors too, because in the end, it's all teamwork, right? Everyone has their role. I mean, rogues.
Solid advice.
You might feel useless when you're hunting with a warrior, but you're not. You can bring a lot more to it by luring and sleep trapping, I guess, too.
All right, good advice. Anyone else have questions?
I think a big thing for hunting as a rogue too is learning how you can be helpful in the group. Like they're just little things of zapping a certain mob off one of your casters, or
spam zap off your poets. That's always good. thing to do.
In fear no trap.
Yeah, and I mean, there's literally only like one mage in the game that can do that in Cave 10, but
Or
I mean,
sauce.
and people, diviners have trance, so. But yeah, saw set's really nice. Yeah, obviously, this is all without saying. It's all obvious.
Well, we think that, but a lot of rogues don't do it.
You just need to be
That's
adaptable
something you can
too.
learn. Yeah.
You need to be adaptable to your group. Like if it's say you're duoing and then a mage joins, like the mechanics are gonna change. Now you have a mage. You have to worry about. More fighters get added. Just be aware of be able to adapt to the group and know when someone joins what you need to do to keep the group running as smooth as it was before.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Solid advice. I think you two are really good examples that like going. A lot of people are scared to get rogues to a certain level because they feel like they'd get useless. But I feel like you both can. You both show that. Endgame rogues could be fun too. Oh, thanks for the sub.
And check your board, all your sleep traps. Try
Oh wait,
unless you're
we need
shooting
to
for a
address
mage.
this. Well, since we're on stream right now, there might be a few rogues. Make sure not to spam sleep traps everywhere.
Oh yeah, don't slam. Yeah.
Please tell the community not to do that.
I mean,
It's a good way to be passive aggressive in Bear Cave though. Like if there's a warrior group dominating and you're a rogue group, just spam sleep traps so the warriors can't walk through it. Screws them over.
yeah, in the corners of the room, so it's always they'll spread out.
Oh my god.
But yeah, just leave like one or two. So that's usually if you have like sleep trap set to one key, just leave it down for like a second and a half, and that's like one or two or three, and nothing more than 2 or 3. If you're holding down that key for like over 5 seconds, that's too many sleep traps.
The rogue work on speed and work on movement predictability. All that's pretty key and important too.
Yeah, with speed, I wouldn't try to like rush, like learn to do
Sure.
things slow first. But yeah, as long as you get those mechanics. Also, I mean, once you transition from pole arming to one hitting, using that when you target one mob, you could use it as a swivel to make what's it called? Yeah, a square for yourself. So that's a thing that I learned myself, that you could easily jump in a mob and then just use one of them to go ambush on either side and set a square for yourself. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I should probably
that's
put
the
some
thing.
rogue videos up too. They're pretty. I
Yeah.
love hunting on rogue. It's so fun.
It is fun. It's fun and it looks cool, but
It does
in
definitely
the end,
look
it's
cool.
not as good as the warrior. But it's yeah.
I'll agree. It definitely looks a
You're
lot
just
cooler.
chopping down bears like trees. Yeah.
All right. Looks like we should. It's 58 minutes. We should wrap it up. So let's see. So what do you? What would you like to see in the
We
future?
should delve into the state of the game.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
the state of the game.
No.
That's
Another.
Okay,
That's
fine.
another podcast.
That's a whole nother thing. All
Yeah,
right.
that's a whole nother
Wait, so
topic.
what was the question?
What do you guys like to see in the future? For I guess since you guys are guests, what would you like to see at Tavern Talks?
More of them, just more to Tavern Talks. This was
Yeah.
cool. I'd like to listen in
Yeah.
more. Maybe do,
Okay,
a
like,
weekly show
what
or
about some-
bi-weekly show?
Topics? What do y'all think? Any ideas? What would y'all like to see more about?
How about just other paths and like hunting? Let's just really just maybe do like a warrior show, poet show, mage show. I'd like to listen into those and get their point of view on things.
I think the end game would you try to get Wony on.
Ooh, that'd
Get
be so
Wony
fun.
on, then that'd be crazy.
No,
Yeah,
I'll
that
have
would
to
be-
And no
interview in
hate,
person.
Yeah,
No
Yeah, no
hate.
hate, no
that'd be
hate. Obviously.
that'd be legendary. Yeah. Or like
I mean, that's
past
the only way
devs
you're
or
gonna make the
GMs.
game better. Like you're not gonna make a game better by hating on the person that's trying to do, put stuff into it. But
Right.
but it's not like there's obviously problems with the game like that are annoying, but there's not you're not gonna change things by just like complaining about it. Like it's
I
hopeless.
agree. I mean, the whole podcast we weren't negative at all. I don't think. I think it was very productive and just a little insight
Oh
from you
yeah,
too.
I think it's
Yep.
that by design. It's very easy to get negative in the game, and I have been negative about it. But usually, once you get in that space where like you're just being negative, it's not gonna help anything. Like even though I have like thought about posting stuff on the comms boards or rambling thoughts, and then when I get frustrated, I type things, and nothing ever comes out of it. Once it gets to that kind of like that that negative space, it's like I just delete it. I'm just like, it's not gonna change anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Purposely like won't like read the boards first thing in the morning when I wake up because normally it'll just ruin my day.
Yep.
There are a
That's
lot of
Nexus TK
constructive
Discord
ones.
for you.
There are a lot of constructive ones, and even the constructive ones, you might not even be hurt either. But it's like it is what it is, you know.
All
It's,
right. I guess let's just let's close out here. I think we did a great job. An hour
All right,
podcast.
thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for inviting me. It was good.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. I hope everyone learned something today or gained some information if they didn't. But yeah, more Tavern Talks in the future, and I have some great ideas. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I will see y'all next time.
Later. That's crazy.